Hello, and welcome back to the Four Horsemen. My name is Paul, representing Diecast Graveyard. Myself, along with Xavier from Diecast Show Customs, Andrew from Maple Leaf Customs over in Switzerland, and this month's guest horseman, Harlan from Go Bears Diecast Workshop, make up the Four Horsemen. Now, this month's build is a VW Bug, and the theme is surfing. And you have me to thank for this paint. We're going to turn this Bug into a surf machine, but we also need to remember what this weekend is about. It's about Memorial Day and those who served and lost their lives in the service of their country. Now, let's go ahead and raise your glasses in a toast to the men and women of our armed forces in their honor and say thank you for their sacrifice for us. I've already got the Bug drilled apart, so let's go ahead and see what we got here. We got the body, and I think we're going to do a little bit of cutting and snipping on the roof. We'll still have to drill out the posts. Here's the base. Well, the first thing I see is these darn tires have got to go. Those are nasty. And we're going to do a little bit of modifying in the back end and the interior. Here's the glass. We're going to cut some of that up too. But we're going to have some fun with this. Let's go ahead and continue with today's build. One of the very first things I want to do, like I said, is do a wheel swap on this car. I'll take my screwdriver and I'll widen out the little snips or the little areas there that hold those wheels in place. The little plastic tabs. I was going to use these black wheels, but I wound up using something a little bit different later on. But we're going to do some really cool wheels on this car. Let's go ahead and continue. Here we go. Like I said, I was going to use the black wheels, but I think that these chrome wheels just better represent that car. And here we're going to use these beautiful Samed wheels. Check out the complete line of Samed wheels at www.samedwheels.com, and on checkout use the code word GRAVEYARD. There is a link in the description, but use that code word for a special gift from Samed Wheels. These wheels fit good. I think we're going to trim down the front wheels just a little tiny bit. But these wheels are going to look really good on this car. That's going to be really nice. Let's go ahead and continue. Alright, now we're going to start cutting off the roof. First thing I'm going to do is cut these other pillars out, and then I'll use a grinder and I will cut off the rest of the areas of the roof that I want gone. This just speeds things up a little bit. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on that little bell to be alerted to future videos that come out. So we're going to use the grinder. We're going to cut the rest of the roof off. I'll leave most of the frame for the windshield as you see here. That looks pretty good. Now, I did grind it down and file it down some, but this is what I was looking for this particular car. Now, later on here, we're going to take a piece of polystyrene plastic and we're going to cut it to fit the back end of this Bug. I also intend on cutting a couple slots in that plastic in order to hold my surfboards. Here's the plastic all formed into the area that I want to cover. And like I said, we're going to cut some slots into that polystyrene plastic in order to put the surfboards in. And this is what I was talking about right here. I've got the edges filed so the surfboards will slide in nice and easy. Now before I attach this plastic, I want to strip the paint off the car. So let's go ahead and get that into the embalming fluid. Dip it in, knock off the excess, and then let it sit. That's looking awesome. Let's go ahead and continue. Okay, here I've got the body, I got the plastic attached to it, and then we're going to coat it with some Tamiya surface primer. This will give something for the rest of the paint I'm going to spray to hold on to. Here we're going to use some Createx paint, and I put a coat of light blue on here, this Caribbean blue, and then I'm going to go in and do a fade with this darker blue here, this fluorescent blue in the back end of the car. But it'll be a nice subtle fade. That'll be awesome. Mix it with a little 4011 reducer and some UVLS clear, the 4050 gloss. Okay, here's the fade. That looks excellent. And it's very, very subtle and very light, which is exactly what I was going for here. That looks really good. Let's let that set and dry, and then we will continue on to put the decals on the car that I made myself. This is some good stuff. We'll have another in-depth Createx paint video coming up in the near future. Like I said, we did a subtle fade. Now I came up with some decals here that I found online, and I incorporated them together. The American peace sign for Memorial Day weekend and the word Surf's Up. I do have a white toner printer, but sometimes with the type of printer I have, it's hard to line up the decals with the white and the colors you put on top. It's definitely an experiment. Here I've got the interior and the surfboards. We're painting these with a tan or a light brown. We'll let those dry. I'll flip the surfboards over, and then I'll give another coat of paint to the interior of the car. But that's going to be pretty awesome. Here's all the pieces. We got the body all done, all clear coated with those Surf's Up decals, and they turned out pretty good. I was pretty happy with the way they turned out. Here's the base with those wonderful Samed wheels. Here's the interior all painted. Anything you'll see. Here's the windshield, and then here's the surfboards. Now, since you're not going to see the tips of the surfboards anyways, I didn't finish those, but it's going to look fantastic. Let's look at our results. And here's what we started with, this Hot Wheels Volkswagen Bug. We took the car apart. We did a bunch of chopping on the roof to get it the way we wanted to. We put some wonderful Samed wheels on there, which really brought out the car. We put a custom paint job on there. We put some custom decals. We fit some surfboards onto the car, did some modifications to the body, and I think that it turned out absolutely incredible. Now, when you go to submit your glamour shots for this month's build, send them to 4horsemendiecast@gmail.com. Send me a really good glamour shot, and we'll get you involved. Now, I did miss last month's recap, but I am going to post that recap video in the very near future here. I've already got it loaded up. I'm working on it, and I do apologize for those for last month's video, and then we'll have the surfing bug video also. And here's what we got too. Look at this cool looking bug. We took the roof off. We made it a true beach vehicle. We modified the body. We put some surfboards on there and did a really cool paint job, some really cool decals, those beautiful Samed wheels, and a nice clear coat over the whole thing. And man, does this look cool. I wish that I had a really cool little car like this to drive around in, because that's absolutely excellent. I like how it turned out, and it was a lot of fun. Now, like I said, submit your glamour shots to the 4horsemendiecast@gmail.com, and we'll get your pictures into the recap video. And again, I apologize for missing the recap video for last month's build, and I will get it up there. That was the 61 Impala Pro Street, but we'll get that up very, very quickly here, I promise. Just been super busy. Here's another glamour shot of the car. I really am happy with the way it turned out. Here's another angle of the car, and it turned out cool. I'm very, very happy with it. This is a fun hobby. I want to thank this month's guest horseman, Go Bear from Go Bear's Diecast Workshop. And please check out her channel. The link will be in the description. Next month's car will be a Hot Wheels 2006 GTO, and the theme is drag racing. The guest horseman for the month of June is DT99 Race. That's going to be an exciting build. I want to thank you for joining us today on the Four Horsemen. My name is Paul, representing Diecast Graveyard. Please check out the links to the other Four Horsemen, the guest horseman for this month, Harolyn at Go Bear's Diecast Workshop, and I look forward to receiving your Glamour Shots for the recap video. Thank you so much, and cheers.